Okay, this is the water pressure video. This is our water meter over here in the parkway between the sidewalk and the living space. And the, excuse me, this backup. The parkway is a little park space between the sidewalk and the curb, between the house. Okay? And you don't own the sidewalk, and you don't own the parkway. You'll get a fine if you don't take care of it. And I don't do surveys. This isn't a survey. And a lot of times, this is what the options that were given my neighbors is they wanted this, the city to handle their sidewalk for them. And the city said we can't do that, but we recommend using one of our vendors, and they do it for about half price. You get it for our rate. I'm not sure how that works, but that's what my neighbors told me they heard. Okay. Now this meter is electronic, and it says 16 right there. In fact, I'm going to take another picture of it to see if I can get it before it changes on me. And I won't. There we go. Excellent. I can check my records, but it's the most I can do for a water meter check with electronic. Now, see that valve right there? See how the arrow is pointing towards the house? That means the water's on. This belongs to the city. This belongs to the municipality. This belongs to the water company. Call it what you will. They own the meter and they own that valve. Okay, you own everything behind the meter. Everything behind the meter going towards your house. So they don't want you messing with that. But I'm calling that to your attention, okay, that this valve could work for you in an emergency, and I'll show you why. To the best of my knowledge, this is the main water shutoff valve to the house. And this is what, to the best of my knowledge, this is what you're supposed to use in an emergency. And I can see the little red valve way down there is buried. So if you had an emergency, you're going to have to excavate that to get to the valve. And I want to tell you something. When that valve is buried like that and that handle's musty like that, it's going to break off in your hand. When it breaks off in your hand, you're still going to have an emergency. So you're going to go back over here to the meter and turn it off with a wrench, using 2 different wrenches, like you shouldn't have to do. But that might be an emergency measure. And then after you fix whatever problem it is you have inside, then you're going to dig that valve up and fix it as well. This is the main sewer clean out. You're supposed to have a double clean out around here. You might have a double clean out around here, but I can't find the double clean out. Now we're going to go for a little bit of a walk. While we're going for a little bit of a walk, I'll tell you why. Okay. In fact, let me look a little bit to make sure. Just one other check. And I stand corrected. Let's just walk through here a little bit. We're walkers. We want to walk some more. We're going to walk past this rusty door. And past this damaged door casement. We're going to come out here. While we're coming out here, I'm going to be looking. We are looking for no more than 80 psi. And I'm going to go back and check the other meter as well, because it's supposed to be the closest meter to the... Where's our water coming from? My connection? Okay. So there we go. We got about 75 psi. Okay, so our main water shutoff valve is buried. The handle's rusty. We got 75 psi. We've got a rusty door. A door casement there. Okay. We're going to do it. Hang on. These holly bushes. One, if it's wider than 3 inches, okay, that's a tree. The tree shouldn't be so close to the house. Why won't you? Then we're gonna keep that one because these threads don't work. But we tried. And I showed you where we had one main water valve over there, and then coming over here inside these bushes, this is where our gas meter is. And that piping should be painted, okay, so that it doesn't rust and corrode like it's rusting. To this point right here. Should have been painted. And we move over along. And I've been looking, and what I have not found is a weather sensor for the lawn sprinkler system. This is our control box in the garage. Instructions labeled, but I have no weather sensor. I cannot locate a weather sensor for the lawn sprinkler system. Remember I was talking about the parkway? Parkway's between the sidewalk and the curb. And there are meters in the parkway. Curb might be a trip hazard. Ground. This isn't your ground. This is your lawn sprinkler check valve. And they are not supposed to be located in the parkway. They're supposed to be located on your property. Now you can go up and down the street and see all your neighbors are done the same way. I don't think anybody's going to move it. But I'm just telling you where it should have been put. It should have been excavated. The box, the irrigation box, should have been excavated and lined with gravel. There's your isolation handles. Okay, see how rusty they are? They're going to break off in your hand. Those valves need to be replaced. You're probably going to need to replace your whole check valve if you wanted to do it right. Your check valve definitely needs to be serviced, which will probably require replacing those valves. And you should have a main water shutoff valve. Okay, these are isolation valves for that, what's presumed to be the check valve. But we should have a main water shutoff valve for the whole irrigation system.